Hello, for the first part of the video, for the crime control model and the examples that I got from the film was number one, suppressing crime, which the police chief said on TV, or a higher up, I'm sorry. He said basically that they go after smaller crimes so that larger ones don't occur in those communities, and that stricter punishment happens and hits kids with it mainly and younger adults to set an example for the community. And a lot of the times those crimes that are getting hit with those younger people and anybody in general and they get dismissed, it starts to pile up. And in the video it was mentioned that once those charges pile up, it becomes bigger crimes in the court because they see all of these charges but none of the dismisses, or they see the dismisses but the charges is what really sticks in your mind. So you get put into facilities, prisons, jails based on those mainly sometimes false crimes, and they're strict to keep people away from committing those crimes, which I understand, but the process of which it's being done is harmful to communities. The second model was the due process model, and the two examples that from the film that I got were one, being able to build relationships and trust with the officers in your community. And an example of this is when one of the police officers was at the corner store and a conflict arose between two individuals, and instead of escalating the situation, he de-escalated it, resulting in solving the problems and also not creating a larger one, which is what happens a lot of the time in situations that could be resolved easily. Also, they have fair procedures where everything is fair across the board and you're not being hit with things that aren't true. You're being treated with respect while also being explained to why you're in trouble or why you did this or what happened with this, and also respecting your rights as a citizen in the United States. The reason I think crime rates are higher in certain communities is one, because of financial issues. I think people tend to resort to crime in order to make ends meet, like stealing from stores or committing lower end crime to make money for their family. And from the ScienceDirect.com, they talk about how economic inequality alienates people from institutions and wanting to get help from the government, and in turns that around and creates issues and creates problems, not necessarily because they want to, but sometimes because they have to. The second reason I think crime rates are high in communities is because of social pressure and age. Younger people tend to want to fit in more with their friends and with the community that they were raised in, or the communities that they see online, and peer pressure, social issues, it makes people want to fit into that they're not the sore thumb or the odd one out, and in turn they create problems and they have issues and they live lives that they necessarily don't want to live but now have to because they already put themselves in those boxes. And from the BBC.co, they talk about how usually ages 15 to 17 years old attribute to rise in crimes because of peer pressure and the people that they're around. And it's harder for younger people to resist from that peer pressure versus older people. And for the last part, I believe that the model that should take effect more is the due process model. I think that people should be treated with fairness, and I think that the core issues of the due process model and the crime control model, I think that at the core they want to eliminate crime eliminate hardships from people, and I see the appeal, but they're more conflicting than anything, because in one, the due process model, they value fairness, while the other values efficiency and stronger policies. Thank you.